Hey, Blue Jays fans! Buckle up because today's news is straight from ESPN's First Take, where a massive debate broke out over a shocking move in the MLB world. Jeff Passan dropped the bombshell that Ross Atkins, our general manager, confirmed that the Blue Jays are signing Alex Bregman. That's right, my friends, the man who's been a cornerstone for the Houston Astros is about to land in Toronto. But what made this news even bigger was the heated discussion that followed on First Take. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe went back and forth on whether Toronto was truly the right fit for a star like Bregman. Stephen A., as expected, didn't hold back. He flat out questioned if a team in Canada could really compete with the MLB's heavyweights, saying, "Listen, I respect what the Blue Jays are trying to do, but let's be real, are they really going to contend with the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Braves? You think Bregman is enough to change that? I don't know about that, man." Shannon Sharpe, however, had a different take. While he acknowledged that the Blue Jays don't get as much respect as some of the bigger market teams, he argued that this move proves Toronto is serious about winning. You don't just bring in a guy like Bregman if you're not trying to win. This team already has Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, and they added Anthony Santander. Now Bregman. That's a team trying to make a statement. Stephen A. wasn't convinced, though. He went on to argue that while Bregman is a strong player, the Blue Jays have had a history of making splashy moves that don't necessarily translate into championships. How many times have we seen Toronto go all in, only to get bounced early in the playoffs? Bregman's good, but he's not turning this team into the Braves overnight. I need to see results before I start taking them seriously. Shannon Sharpe quickly countered, pointing out that the Blue Jays are doing exactly what a franchise should do to stay competitive. Look, man, you can't just sit back and expect to win. Toronto is being aggressive, and that's what you want from an organization. Look at what they did in 2015 and 2016, they made big moves and had deep playoff runs. Adding Bregman gives them a legitimate chance to shake things up in the AL East. This skepticism towards the Blue Jays isn't new. When Toronto signed Santander, the same narrative was pushed, why would a top player choose Toronto? And yet, Santander has been delivering solid numbers, proving that this team is building something special. If we look at the 2024 season so far, the Jays have had their ups and downs, currently sitting in the thick of the wild card race. The offense has been inconsistent, but adding a bat like Bregman's could be the spark that turns things around. He's slashing .272/.368/.490 this season with 22 home runs and 78 RBIs, numbers that would immediately boost the Jays lineup. Bregman also brings postseason experience, something this team desperately needs. Let's not forget, he was a key piece of the Astros World Series runs, consistently coming through in clutch moments. His presence in the locker room could also be invaluable, especially for younger players like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette, who are still looking to take that next step in October baseball. And then there's the question of perception. If the Blue Jays continue making moves like this, at what point does the MLB world stop underestimating them? If Santander and Bregman perform as expected, and the team pushes deep into the playoffs, will Stephen A. finally have to eat his words? Or will it take even more marquee signings for Toronto to be taken seriously? Looking beyond just this move, the Blue Jays still have a few questions to answer. The pitching staff has shown flashes of brilliance but lacks consistency. Kevin Gausman has been dominant at times, but the rest of the rotation has been up and down. Adding a solid arm at the trade deadline might be the final piece needed to make this team a legitimate World Series contender. If Atkins can pull off another bold move, the narrative around this franchise might shift completely. One thing is clear, this team is not afraid to go after top talent. And with Bregman potentially on board, the stakes just got even higher. Whether or not Toronto can finally get over the hump remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, this is a team that refuses to be ignored. Now, let me ask you, do you realize the impact this signing could have on the Blue Jays? We're talking about one of the best third basemen in the league, a player who has already proven his worth in the playoffs and has incredible offensive power. Bregman's arrival could be the missing piece to finally take this team to the next level. So, fans, how do you feel about this news? Do you think Bregman will be the reinforcement that takes the Jays far this season? Or do we still need more pieces to truly compete for the title? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear from you. Oh, And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because this news deserves to be discussed by all Jays fans. And of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Stay tuned, because as soon as the official announcement is made, I'll be back with all the details. See you in the next video. Go Jays!